2025. I'm one of your traders, Tom Hartman, alongside Mike, back from the brink, Christensen, co-founder and CSO of TradersPost. Up to 4 days a week at Price Action Live, we trade in front of you using the advanced trade execution engine known as TradersPost, the epic software that upgrades your trading. Whether trading stocks, futures, options, or crypto, TradersPost has got you covered. And today, we're trading prop firm accounts. Mike, markets go up and to the right. There's no reason to do anything different. Just press the long button and ride it. That would have been good advice yesterday that I facetiously started the session with. And I just didn't follow through with it. Will I do that today? Will you? What are you seeing in markets?
I am seeing that apparently the markets only like to go up. So I expect that it's going to go up. I think that's a pretty good guess. No, I'm kidding. I don't know where R1 is anymore because every time we get to one of those zones, the bulls rally right through it. So right now I'm seeing that we saw an overnight pullback from another all-time high. So now our all-time high is 25,394. And the pullback came to an 8 EMA here and started to bounce just a little bit before the market opened. So we got 5 more minutes to the open. I am seeing S1 at 25,228, somewhere in this range. It's a fairly large support range. So there could be a little bit more of a pullback here to test a couple more moving averages, but we've also got weekly VWAP down at 25,168. So I'd like to see a bit of a retrace from this move. I think we bounced off quite nicely from the $25,000 level, and it was obviously a great rally in yesterday's session. I hope you guys caught along on that. I know I caught a little bit of it, and if we see any kind of retrace from here, the way I would want to measure this out is a fib retrace. So if I pull the bottom candle to the top candle, a full fib retrace here on the log chart on the 2 hour would actually put us back at 25,142 to get to the 0618. If we only get about the 382 level, that's a very bullish sign, but that also happens to confirm with the S1 zone that I just pointed out. So that's kind of where I'm at, but I am pretty much expecting some kind of pullback today.
Yeah. So normally when we get into the US session and the Nasdaq price is like up, like we're in rarefied air, then generally speaking, we fall from over there. So we have so many of these examples. Let me just pull up my chart where we come into the session high, we come into it hot, and then we pull back. Again and again, this has been happening where the US session is where we get the corrections. So I'm inclined to believe that we're headed lower, that because the high happened in the overnight. And so I'd be looking at the daily unmitigated level here at 25,191 as my downside target, with ultimately the weekly at 24,936 being the target. But I no longer believe that I can count on a 1% move down. If we got just what is it over here? This would be if we got 50 basis points, I'd be surprised and actually looking for a long, because as we're headed into, we're past the September options expiration. We have all these liquidity flows that are going to come in with the Santa Claus rally. We have the January run-ups, and then who knows what happens when the Fed finally changes hands to the Trump administration in May. That's just going to be more gas on the fire. So the short side bias is so hard here to see. But I do like shorting, so I think I'll just keep aiming for the 25,191 on the Nasdaq.
Smart play. Well, we got a couple moments to the open here. I'm going to wait. Well, as we discussed, it seems like after you and I kind of went back and reviewed a lot of my trades, I think I would benefit from the orb strategy as well and just waiting through the first 15 minutes of the session. So I'm going to wait for some candles to print, keep an eye on price action. It's going to be really hard for me because I really like to get involved in those first few candles, especially if the price action is really exciting and heading in the right direction. But I think I'll wait it out. We'll see how today goes from the open. As I said, I'm expecting a bit of a pullback, so it just depends. If we get a full candle print below VWAP, I'm probably going to get involved, Tom. I'm going to tell you right now.
Well, I'm expecting in the open here for it to move up to, because it often clears local unmitigated levels. So I'm looking to short from 373. That's where I'd be shorting from. All right.
Hey, Aventura, good to see you, man. And no worries about yesterday. We always love it when you're able to join, but we get it. We know you're usually working during the day, so appreciate you taking the time out to hang out with us.
Ooh, we got some movement already.
Try not to look, Tom.
Yeah, let me get out of the cornucopia Hunger Games initial slaughter and wait for the dust to settle.
Today is the 9th.
I didn't even realize, I totally forgot. I know that Nick mentioned this, but I forgot it was FOMC minutes yesterday.
Yeah, did we learn anything new there?
Well, the FOMC minutes is always part of that whole forward guidance. I love the notion that we're expected to believe that what it is that they just have these honest, frank conversations recorded, and that we're just getting a peek behind the curtain. No, the FOMC minutes is another one of the forward guidance tools that the Fed uses in order for us to get a sense of, hey, there was debate. Like, that's where they can have the dissent. Maybe we shouldn't have cut, or maybe we should have cut more, and then you could have the conversation. But obviously, what we saw in the minutes is that the whole debate was cut or cut more, like liquidity or more liquidity. So
right.
it's like, we can expect that. And so the market rallied. It came off 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Market still rallied after that. So you can expect that. Everyone was expecting more liquidity to come to the market. And they were sort of like, the argument they were having is whether or not they waited too long, right? Because even if you cut, if you're above the neutral rate, then you're still restrictive. And they're like, hey, we're not seeing any tariff-based inflation. We're not seeing the inflation that we're expecting. We're not at our 2% target, but we're not seeing the tariff inflation. And
Right.
so they were saying in the minutes, we think we might see it in late 2026, which is interesting.
That is interesting. And your idea that markets could rally for the entire year is just mind-boggling to me. We're going to need some healthy corrections in the middle of that. And that's, of course, what I'll be waiting for. But we'll see. I mean, markets always go up, right? And that's what I keep trying to tell myself. Stop trying to be a bear.
Well, for me, like, what I want to try to keep in mind here is that, okay, I like the short selling. However, when I get to the levels that we've talked about for the support levels, I gotta go long from those levels, and I have not been doing that. I really have to take those long seriously, because those bounces have been happening pretty textbook off these levels.
Right.
And then I don't have to be worried about being short, because I'll be so happy being long.
Okay, this is interesting.
Yeah.
We're getting this pullback. I'm also noticing that ATR is pretty low. This isn't quite the normal volatility of the open. I like this candle where it's at right now.
I'm trying to just look at the 5 and the 15 now. I'm trying not to be distracted by the 1 minute anymore.
Understood.
It takes all my money.
It takes all your money. It's at 8.
Look at that.
It's a weak open. Hey, Jarmo. Thanks for joining us. All right. Same congestion issues again today with TradingView.
It's a sign. It's a sign that we should be avoiding the opening.
Something like that.
See, this is the stuff I hate, because I would normally be in a short already.
Yeah, so I see this current 15-minute candle or 5-minute candle, excuse me. 15 minutes also confirming support here at the 297 level. So if we're going to head down further from here, we'd need to see a break. We're about ready to pull back up, retest VWAP, but I'm thinking I might get involved here, Tom.
This early?
Ah, I told you I want a full candle print below VWAP, and it's going to be
Right.
hard for me to ignore that.
I just could totally see this just reversing
Bouncing
that
from here.
first drop, yeah,
Yeah.
and then turning back over like when we get to 373. So I'm really trying to stay in my perfect entry territory because even when I'm right, sometimes where I got in,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't count. It doesn't make up for the 4 other times I'm wrong, and then I'm out of the gate red.
Right. Okay, let me pull up the TradeView trading panel here. Show you
Beautiful
guys.
drop. Oh my god.
See if I can get this drop all the way to my take profit. Show you guys the P&L lines on the chart. So the way I typically do this is, oh, I already made the money. It happened so fast. So it looks like there's a little bit of slippage on my entry there, which is why my P&L isn't quite the 200 I was aiming for. But still, nice to see some profit here so far for the open. Okay, so now ATR is coming up. Oof, I was able to scalp that one out before the bulls stepped in.
I mean, that's pennies in front of a steamroller. You got right in and out. And that's NQ Sniper right there. All right, we pulled back to the 15-minute VWAP. I don't know. I just don't believe it. It wants my money.
Yeah, if I'm looking at the 15 overbought, oversold kind of conditions, it's right in the middle. So again, we're pulling back from the overnight and the all-time high. I see a lower high printed here. Yesterday's high was at 365. We're starting to print below these moving averages as well in the 15-minute chart. It feels pretty good to potentially head back to S1 here.
But from what price is the issue? I know you're looking for the short moves, but
yeah. I'm going to wait a couple more candles here. I'd like to watch if we're going to print above or below VWAP here. This could be a VWAP rejection. I remember early in the beginning days of becoming a trader and really kind of following some of the intraday guys and realizing that the words maybe and could were used constantly. And I think that's the right way. That's the right attitude, of course. But of course, starting my background in fundamentals, everything was very assured. You had a good sense of what was happening. Well, I know where earnings are at, things like that. Ooh, look at that. I like it.
That's wow.
All right, not a huge ATR. That candle looks like it's coming in at 17, but overall ATR is still at 10. So the size of this candle is nice.
I just don't like the wicks I'm seeing on the dollar, on the 1 minute.
It's fine. That's what I mean, though, is that the size of these candles isn't that big yet. So I'm comfortable with the size of them because my stop is far enough away. Yeah, I'm going for it here.
Oh, look at that.
That's hard to ignore.
A juicy.
That's hard to ignore.
I feel like the fish in the water and a worm just came and I go, I gotta get that worm. I gotta get that worm. Don't push the button, Tom.
No button pushing.
I win if I don't push the button.
We're all about strategic entries here and following our rules.
Well, I want to be trading the RSI divergences, and I'm not seeing anything because everything's in the middle of the range. So
okay.
Technically, there is a RSI divergence on the 2 hour, which is like, if that works out, then it's a massive drop down,
right?
Which I'd be missing right now.
So far, I'm violating my 15-minute orb rule, but this trade's looking pretty healthy so far. Barely touched my take profit though, so I got to get ready to move my stop up into profit. So I'm going to drag this exit line up, and that exit line will cancel my open positions and get me out of this trade at basically break even or slightly in profit, depending on where this candle closes.
Right. Well, I mean, this looks like a beautiful drop here. All right, I can't resist. I'm going short.
Oh, okay, we exited. All right, so $20 or so lost on that trade. Still profitable. So let's see if we can wait for the next reversal. So it looks like it's trying to find support at the 291 level, which is right at the overnight support. But we're going to wait a little bit longer and see if we're going to break that. The bulls still want it, and I get that. It's just like every other session where we kind of open choppy. Shouldn't have exited my trade there.
Well, I don't know. I pressed a button and everything turned green all of a sudden. Just
all good, right?
Yep. All right.
ATR is coming down still. It's like barely above 10. So it's not going to be fireworks of a sell-off here. If it's going to fall, it's going to fall slowly. Unless it breaks this level here.
Right. Because this is support around 298.
Yeah. I'm going to get involved again.
Yay, I'm not alone.
It's pretty typical of me to chase price like this. There we go.
There we go.
All right. So took another quick 10 points off the table. Now I'm up 257. TradingView is finally catching up.
Nice. Now that you've used the linear regression so much, do you like see it in your head even before you
pretty much
without it on the chart? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, all it's really doing is measuring price and time, and 3 standard deviations isn't really going to be a big range of price. So you can kind of see the channels in your head, but what I'm also noticing more often than not is that one side of the channel almost always seems to conform with the AEMA. So you can see here in this little spot here, the green AEMA line is almost identical to the 3 standard deviation line. So usually what I'll do is I'll put an entry right in between those 2 lines. And if price comes back and retests the channel, then I'll get into a really good entry and test the other side again.
You don't want to get in here? God dang it. It's just going.
I try really hard not to chase price. I've made that mistake way too many times. So I want to see a bit of a pullback closer to the AEMA and then give it a try again. But here we go. We're back into the support channel that we were anticipating from the open. Right. I think we've still got some room to go to test down here at 236, 238, somewhere around there.
Well, now I'd be surprised if we don't get to 196. And at 196, I'm going long.
So you want to trade the short to 196 and then go long the bounce.
100%, yes.
100%. I'm saying that from now on.
Yeah, 25, 200. All right, let me set my orders there. If we get there, because we just now hit all the support levels. The next one down on the 15 is 210. Yeah, that's around what you were talking about.
Yep, 236 is the middle of this range here, the support range. 233, somewhere around there. So here is the retrace I was kind of anticipating. I wanted to head up right here to around 283 or so. So I think what I'll do is grab my line, place it right here at 283.50, and see if I can actually capture this short.
Right. Yeah, 283.50. Yeah.
All right, good to see. So ATR is starting to rise now. We're at 12. Last candle was about 15. I try to trade in between that sweet spot between 10 and 20 ATR. Anything above 20 gets a little scary. That's where I can get whipsawed almost immediately. Right. But I like the 10 to 20 range.
All
Watch
right.
it wick my entry there. I'm gonna miss it, aren't
Yeah.
I?
Yeah, I'm entering them right now. It just missed it for me too.
I feel like I'm gonna be forced to. I don't like it. That's not quite the entry I wanted.
I don't know. That's a good entry point there.
That's a spicy entry.
I just worry that it can go up to 299, in which case I'll get stopped out. But
It could. My stop is automatically at 292, which is right above the 3 candles back there. So it may come back, retest the AEMA, and I'll still stay in this trade. There we go. Get me into profit.
ooh, green, red, green, red, green, red. That's what I live for.
It's like getting pulled over by the charts. Sir, do you know how fast you were trading?
It's like,
I really don't know. Did you clock me? Yes, you've been trading way too frequently before the 15-minute orb.
Oh my god, that's great.
All right, up
Oh,
441.
you nailed it.
Yeah,
You nailed it.
good session so far.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and if we break this 255 level, then we'll get there. We'll get it.
So I'm sure now you guys are starting to see why I like to trade the first 15. So my win rate for the morning so far is 75%. The only loss I took was $35 so far. It increases my confidence when I do this well from the first 15. When price action wants to tell you the story and it's this clear of a trend, it's just hard to ignore, right? Sticking with hard and fast rules is tough for me when the data is telling you a different story.
Which is the advantage of the semi-discretionary. It's like,
right. Yeah, if you modeled this into a system, you would miss this entire trade.
Correct.
Or all of these trades.
And you don't want to erase that advantage of the human eye by trying to be a robot, because then, well, why do that?
Yeah. All right, looks like the bulls are going to try to bounce again. Headed towards that AEMA. I've got my bottom candle here at 253, but I don't think 253 means much right now.
Right.
I'd like to see it pull back a little bit further. We got 20 points away from 236, and I'm not ready to get involved again yet. I think the bulls could try to push a little further, potentially back to VWAP, and then reject again from there.
Mike is crushing it today. That's right, folks. That's right.
I appreciate that. I feel like I was kind of crushing it yesterday. Let me see if I can pull up yesterday's performance.
All right.
I did hit max profit yesterday, but I'm not going to lie. It was not from trading my controlled setup. I was YOLOing into max contracts, and I managed to hit max profit.
So, guys, you have to understand, Mike is on the front lines, general, great, and then if he takes too many stabs, he goes into berserker mode, and then he blanks out and blanks back in, and the whole field is just dead.
What happened? I blacked out. Where am I right now? I have to be careful on those days where I'm definitely chasing after or revenge trading. It's a form of revenge trading. I find myself wanting to get out of the hole, and when that happens, sometimes I go crazy.
Right. Out of control. You want to see out of control? I'll show you out of control.
I am Godzilla and you are Japan.
It's like so reliable to get it makes me so happy, the Mike message that shows up an hour later. Tom, I've done it. Here's Mike.
I'm out of here. Yeah. Okay. Bulls wanted it. There's that rally to VWAP just as I anticipated.
Totally right. Yeah.
All right. If we get a close above or below here, then I'll know what direction we're headed. You know, this has been happening a lot in these sessions where it looks like a short setup should start. This is why I don't really do the trend following anymore, because we get these choppy sessions like this where the bulls will step in, it'll rally above VWAP, we head the other direction, and then it's just a rally for the rest of the session. I don't know how many of those we're going to have, but I'm not going to try to guess either.
Okay, so if you get a close here, well, how decisive of a close does it have to be? Does a doji close?
Candle. That means, yeah,
the whole
can't
candle.
even wick. Yeah, I keep making this mistake with the VWAP where a wick, it'll touch by a wick, and that's still too close. I need a full candle close. So above VWAP, that means the low has to be higher than VWAP. Below VWAP, the high has to be below the VWAP. Did I say that in a weird way?
Yeah, no, that works.
High candle, low candle. You guys get it.
Yeah.
Or high wick, low wick. Maybe that's a better way to say it. So right now, this full body is above VWAP. I'm going to give this a second.
So interesting. I'm like looking for a short here, and you're looking for a long.
I'm not looking for anything yet. I want to see the candle print. We have 30 seconds left in 1 minute chart.
Fair. Yeah.
But if you look at it on the 15, that would be a rejection off the moving averages.
That's right.
And this could still go to the other side. So I'm right there with you.
Yeah, and we just saw this yesterday.
Yeah.
Exact same thing.
Choppiness around VWAP. Okay, that's the candle close, but am I ready to head the other direction? I'm not feeling very bullish.
Right. Okay, I'm going long.
You're going long? I might give it one more.
I am doing the stupid thing of looking at the 1 minute, but this seems very much like yesterday.
What rules are you breaking right now, Tom?
Normally I would be waiting for a RSI divergence. I'm not really breaking it because there is a RSI divergence on the 5 minute.
Okay.
So it's not terrible over here. So
are you justifying the trade, or are you really announcing?
Yes.
Okay.
That's right. After I press the button, I justify the trade.
All right.
And depending on what my justification is, I adjust my stop loss. And I just got stopped out.
How performance has that been for you?
Some questions we just don't ask. It doesn't make sense to ask them.
Scientists are still studying. Holy cow, that's the song. Wow. All right, that's the rejection on VWAP. Well, that's all the bulls going. Yeah, that just stopped me out. Okay, let me put the long and the exit up here. Pause those alerts out. I like this candle right now to go short. Give it just a second here. Where's our ATR at? We are now at 16.
Gosh darn it. Full candle close, he says. Full candle close.
Full candle close. So we had the one here, but then that next candle looked really bullish. That was a fake out for sure. I think that was more intuition for me, though, in terms of not getting involved in that trade. I wanted to wait a little bit to confirm we were really rallying there. I can't say I know why that was going to happen. I just had an intuition for it.
Huh. What is happening here?
No way it's going to try again. Get out of here.
Yeah, look at that.
Get out of here. Get out of here. All right, let's go.
One more long, Tom. One more long, Tom.
You're going to go for a long.
Go down. Just to make the chart go down.
All right. I just took the short. Ooh, it's wicking in there. I got to get the stop prepared. There it goes. Okay. All right. That's 611 now. Shoot, I might even have a second opportunity here. This is looking pretty good on the second 15-minute candle. We're closing below those moving averages. We're still above the range here. We could still head to 236. So if I take a trade, we're still good for about 40 points. ATR is now 15.
Oh, Doji on 15. I have no idea.
Really fallen yet. Let's give it another try.
We're all rooting for you, Mike. We're all on team you.
All right, getting ready to move this into profit. If it doesn't want to fall just a couple more points here.
Oh man, look at that.
Come on. The sellers want it. They got to push. Oh, it's right there. Give me a break.
Wow.
I think I'm 25 cents off.
Yeah. Oh no, look at that. It's just bouncing.
All right.
Come on, don't wake him. Don't wake him.
I'm in
Did
the
you
full
5-minute candle?
Yeah.
Oh
I might
no.
have to get out of this one. Yeah. Okay. So I was in profit, had to pull out of that one because my rules are set up. This is the one rule I'm trying to follow more, which is if the trade goes into profit, I want to get a line right at my entry or into profit so that I get out of that trade as quickly as possible. So that last one, I just took a small loss of $50 on. That keeps me in the game.
That's real good, man.
Good. Yeah, that's
That's
good.
keeping your money.
I'm happy with that. Yeah, I want to keep the money and I want to control the risk. And there's still always that chance, especially right now, that bulls could just step out of nowhere.
There we go.
All right, I would have finally hit it there, but still, those are the rules. Them's the rules. Stick with it.
Wow, look at that. Okay.
406 left on this 15. You know what's funny is, gosh, that's a good rejection here on.
That is, yeah.
We're just not in trend territory, especially to the downside though. You know, we're going to find support and it's going to rally back up. We're just not there on the higher time frames. There's no magnet pulling price yet. You know what I mean? If there's a magnet, it's being pulled to the upside, not to the downside.
You're right. I mean, how can we just go against sunny day after sunny day and just not realize it in summer?
You have to be crazy to keep doing what I keep doing, which is to pretend like we're going to have this massive pullback for some reason.
That's right. It's the Peter Schiff trade.
It's the downside to being a perma bear. It's the delusion. Okay, well, I'm glad I got out of that
You're totally right,
trade.
man. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm definitely glad I got out of the trade. I would have obviously taken profit on that one, but that's okay. We controlled the risk. And look at that. The magnet persists.
Wow.
Okay, so the bulls are going to test this again. Let's see what happens. Is it another VWAP rejection?
Oh, right. Like a 296 and then turn over.
Yeah. We've seen this before. There can be multiple rejections off of VWAP before you really get a pullback again. And again, we've already wicked inside of this support zone at 251. It's not quite as low as we'd like, but nothing ever prints exactly where you want it to. So we have 2 minutes, 22 seconds left on the 2-hour chart here. And if this prints above this support zone, I think we rally from here.
I think you're right.
Not ready to go long though. my intuition still says, let's see that candle print above VWAP.
Well, I'm done for my trades for the day.
You're out? Okay.
I lost too many times.
And that is the game, my friends.
I blame it on the newborn.
I do
would
too.
have traded better.
I do too. Always blame it on the kids, obviously.
Totally. All their successes are mine. All their failures are their fault.
What do they call that? The misattribution error?
Oh, I haven't heard that before.
I like it.
Misattribution error. Wow. Well, yeah. It looks like the Bulls do on it.
Yep. It's still a little shot. Excuse me, man. Am I losing my voice? That was like 14. All over again. Throw me in a locker, Jesus. It still looks a little choppy here.
Yeah. I don't like seeing healthy wicks at the top and the bottom of a 15-minute candle. I don't want that. It could go anywhere.
Best YouTuber says, hey, how are you all? We're doing well. How about you, my friend? Are you trading this morning?
That looks bullish to me.
Still
Above the
looks
15
bullish.
minute
I
VWAP.
mean, we're above the AEMA, but look at that VWAP rejection there. Are we going to pull back from here?
Well, I went long a little bit higher than here, so I'm totally wrong with this. Totally wrong with this.
So far, I can't get into a trade according to my rules. I am not going to trade off a wick if it's on the VWAP line, so I'm going to wait for the next candle.
Right.
That's looking pretty bearish.
Yeah, it's hard for me to believe that we're not going to 196 or like 200.
I mean, it absolutely could. I mean, I'm even leaving open the possibility that we still touch the weekly VWAP at 173, or even potentially pull further down to 25 again.
Right, because it feels like we had the chop in the overnight,
Mm-hmm.
and that this is just a confirmation of the follow through of it.
Yep. Best YouTuber says, I tried, but the market is going up and down. Totally agree. Yep. It's been a little bit of a choppy open here.
You wouldn't know it by looking at Mike's PNL, because Mike can do no wrong.
That's definitely not true. All right, I like this. A little bit of a bullish hammer there, but it's below VWAP, and I'm going to take it for a ride.
Awesome.
So we're pushing for 258 on this trade. I've got my stop right below VWAP. I'm going to pull my exit line into profit if we get there, but it turned against me immediately. All right, that was technically a full candle close below VWAP. I don't like my entry right now.
Yeah, the first candle of the 15. Oh, so tricksy.
It would have been nice to be about 7 points higher.
Right.
This might be my... Sorry, go ahead.
Actually, just a reminder to everybody that you too can be a advanced trader by using TradersPost in order to connect your prop firm accounts together, or any accounts, broker accounts, crypto accounts, connect them together in order to send one signal off to the TradersPost platform and have them copied across all the different accounts that are tied together. So you guys can go to traderspost.io in order to get your 7-day trial and test it out for yourselves. All right, I think we'll call this whatever this ends up being, Mike. We'll call this the last trade.
Yep, I've got to pull my my stop loss down to the AEMA. I'm just going to chase after the price here a little bit, try to keep it as close to break even as possible. Let's pull it right about there.
Best YouTuber says, yeah, bro, I just buy and the market goes down. And when I say goes down, the market goes up. That's exactly how I feel.
I've been there.
Absolutely.
Been there. All right, come on, give me a little more. Nope.
Come on.
Oh, did it just trigger the exit? All right, there it goes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a break-even trade. And a big part of that is that ATR just isn't where I normally would like it. It's starting to fall. We're at 16 at the moment, and I just can't seem to get the 10 points quick enough in order for the trade to work. So I'm going to call it here too, Tom. 500 is good enough for me. That's a good day.
Excellent, folks. Well, it's always nice to have you guys here. We're going to be back tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in order to do even more trading. If you guys are interested and you like this, please like and subscribe. We love to have you here. Aventura, Jarmo, we'd love to see you here every day, and anyone else who comes in. Absolutely fantastic. We want to make TradersPost software the best that it can be, and for that, we need your participation in the community, online, and in the app. All right, guys, we'll be back tomorrow. And as always, we wish you happy trading.
Cheers, everyone.